say. Now here's Bobby and Matt.
Welcome. The riveting conversations we have before the podcast starts, and today's was weather, and I used to never be the guy that thought it was too hot to do anything.
Yeah.
I loved playing golf at 3 because nobody would be on the course because it was so hot. I love anything. And you said, do you play pickleball? And have you recently? I was like, dude, no. Like, I don't do things now because it's too hot.
It's too hot, like, at 9 a.m. in the morning.
Like, is it
Like,
weather or is it age? Like, what's getting worse here?
No, it's definitely weather. I mean, we've been sitting at, like, that 95 threshold with the humidity where you just walk outside. I mean, I literally, this weekend, changed my shirt 3 times in a 3-hour period just because I was doing some stuff in the garden working and stuff like that. And I'm sitting there going, what is going on? And there's no reprieve from it. Even when you're in the shade, it's still so hot.
It sucks.
It sucks.
It sucks, and it never sucked. And so I start to think maybe I'm just getting older. But then I did look, and it's the hottest it's ever been on Earth, generally speaking.
On Earth?
On Earth, yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I feel that.
Like, some places aren't as hot, but generally speaking, we're up year to year, decade to decade. And Tampa just had its first ever, this is unbelievable to me, 100-degree day.
Tampa had a 100-degree day.
I can't believe Tampa's never had a 100-degree day.
I know, that's what I was just about to say. Ever?
First 100-degree day ever. You know who hasn't had a 100-degree day is Honolulu, Hawaii.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice place. I'm not going to lie. It's always pretty nice down there or out there.
Still, I think it'd be hot. I would have expected Tampa to have had 1,000 100-degree days.
I know. I've been in Orlando in the summer going to Disneyland with my kids. Worst mistake ever of your life because you're out there and it is just, you're dripping and you're in shorts and you're soaking wet. It feels like you just got out of a shower, but you know that you're going to go the entire day. You can't drink enough water either.
Going from memory here, do you know what cities had the most 100-degree days?
Most 100-degree days. Going from memories.
I should Google this. But
Yeah.
it has to be a city. So it has to be
city.
an area where, there's the news.
There's the news.
I made that up, but
I was going to say.
but like a rated media market.
Okay. It's got to be somewhere in the South.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to go with Birmingham, Alabama.
Not bad.
Tuscaloosa.
What I saw that was over 1,000 100-degree days was Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City, huh?
Mm-hmm. Now, I think Phoenix is the heat leader of all time. Phoenix logs about 111 days per year where highs hit 100 degrees Fahrenheit, more than any other city.
It's a dry heat, though. They always say, oh, well, it's a dry. No, when it's 115 degrees out, and I've been there in the desert when it's that time, you're still melting.
Yeah. It's different, though.
It is different.
Because you don't sweat as much, and it doesn't feel like you're breathing in a blanket.
It still feels...
It still
sucks. Your face is melting.
Yeah, it still sucks.
Yeah.
Before I came down here, I had made a sandwich, and it was a great sandwich. And when I do this show, nobody cares, but please indulge me for a second.
Okay.
I wake up butt crack early, go and I do the radio show. I do like all the commercials in the morning. I cut all my city liners for, the 200 cities we're in. I then go on the air and do my thing. Then we do like a whole extra hour of podcast. And today I had interviews with Chase Elliott, the NASCAR driver.
Wow.
I had the Ting Tings, and they were in Spain. Do you remember the song? That's not my name. Dun, dun.
That's not my name.
Yeah. They call me Stacy. I had them. I had Blake Shelton today.
My God.
It was just
it's a heavy day.
A pretty busy day. And so I run, and I got here like 10 minutes, maybe not even 10, 5 minutes before you got here. But I pulled in, took a good solid 4 minutes to make a sandwich. A good sandwich.
Good sandwich. So what's a good sandwich consist of?
Well, I don't even slow my day down enough to appreciate the sandwich, but I think I'm going to do it good. So I got my bread.
Okay. What kind of bread did we go with?
You're
like a whole grain guy.
I'm really a white bread guy because that's what I grew up on.
Wonder bread.
Yeah, but my wife does not like that as much.
No, because it's not healthy for you.
So it's some sort of healthier bread.
Right.
Not even sure what kind of bread it is. But my wife made steak and cut it into So I put the steak on the bread. Then I sliced 2 tomatoes.
Yes. Did you toast it?
The bread was not toasted. I don't like my bread toasted for sandwiches.
That's fair.
I put mustard on it. I put little spinach things on it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take 5 minutes and slow down my day and enjoy this sandwich before we do this show. And so I take like 3 bites. And my wife is upstairs. And she's like, hey, would you mind bringing me a water? And I was like, you cooked a steak? I don't mind bringing you a water. Sure. I take the sandwich, put it up on the bar in the kitchen. I walk up, I come back down, and there is no sandwich on the bar, and there's 2 dogs below the bar.
Oh my God.
One of the dogs is a short, fat bulldog who's just like hanging out. The other dog is a very tall, like husky hound who's licking her lips.
Oh, dude.
No.
They're both staring at me.
Like, thank you so much for that great sandwich.
The
you just made,
bulldog
Dad.
got none. She ate the whole freaking thing. I ate 3 bites of this sandwich. It had to be 20 seconds. She devoured it. There was nothing left except a licking her lips dog and a paper towel.
So that's why you walked in. You were a little bit hot when you walked in. At least that's what it
I spent good
presented-
time on that
You
sandwich.
presented yourself
I've had
not
no
as your
lunch.
normal jovial self, and you're sitting here and you kind of walked in. And I was
So
like,
stupid.
"Oh, Bobby Bones is in the house and nothing.
Yeah, I was pissed.
And
I was a little pissed.
Now I know
Well,
why.
also, I'm a little
His steak sandwich.
hangry.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. No
You need to
lunch.
get a protein bar?
No. I
No.
need to give myself a few minutes to do things, but
Yes,
I
you do.
packed the day so tight. But yeah, today was an exceptionally heavy interview day. But
You don't have any food over there at the studio that they can like put out a little something for you or
I
order
still
something
would
to
not
the studio?
make the time.
Really?
Yeah,
I've got to
tried
eat.
to.
I got to eat. I'm one of those
I
people.
know.
If I don't eat, I'm going to be a different type of person. I'm going to be irritable. I'm going to say things and I'm going to snap at one of my kids. I'm going to do that. But if I eat, I'm all good. I'll have a little bit more patience. So if you snap at me today, I'm
Not
with
really
it. I
a
understand
snapper.
it. You're not?
Generally, in any way whatsoever, I don't snap. I don't yell. Period.
No
And
yelling.
and I think I've
That's a
worked
good way to
with
go through
both
life.
Brandon and Kevin in different capacities. Because Brandon, who's running video, is A+ guitar player, A+ singer, both. And Brandon still plays with me. I would say with me. He does most of the work and makes me look like I'm good.
Right.
And so Brandon and I have been on the road for years and years together. I don't think I've ever yelled once, right? I mean,
He's never yelled at you?
anybody. I don't yell. Kevin
No.
Kevin and I work in the radio podcast world together every day. That's not my style at all.
No. Your voice, no. You never raise your voice.
But is it like a disappointed dad when he talks
Oh,
to
that
you?
can happen.
Yeah.
then-
You can turn Brandon's mic on too.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. There's a disappointed
Brandon's
dad
a little too
where it's
passionate
like-
about this. Brandon, go ahead.
100%.
Yes, where it's like it's a little bit passive, but you know.
Oh, it's
like,
definitely passive.
It's one of those things where I'm not going to hit you with the aggressive nature, but at the same time, you're going to know I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
It
think
was like,
That's
what did
almost
I
worse.
do?
That's almost worse. Because you can't figure out in his mind like what you did wrong, but you know you did something
That's
wrong.
a good point.
I think people can figure it out.
Pretty quick.
I think people. I'm just not aggressive in any way, and I'm not a hangry, snap kind of guy. I'm a lose energy guy.
Are
Lose
you
energy
losing?
fast. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. How do you not crash if you don't eat?
Yeah. I'm trying to get below like 180 right now.
Why? It's football season's
Do you,
coming up.
do you
gotta
want
get ready.
The real reason? I'm glad you asked because I was a little confused myself as why I was trying to get below. Because I'm not on television consistently now, so I don't care. When I was on television all the time, I like to keep it around 172, 173.
Are you one of those believers that like camera puts on a few pounds?
Not believer. It's absolute truth.
Oh shoot, I'm gonna look so fat.
It's
coming up next week.
absolute truth. And so, when I was doing whatever show, I like to stay around 172, 173. And I weighed myself yesterday. I'm like 181. I've been trying to get below the 180 mark only because I have one shirt that I don't really look great in. And I don't really care about the number. But if I drop like 5 pounds, I'm going to look great in this shirt.
So the whole goal is just to be able to wear
shirt.
this one
shirt.
And why is this shirt something that represents like that you want to wear it?
Thank you for asking.
And it's that meaningful.
Thank you for asking. I found it on eBay. It's like a 1970s Arkansas Razorback polo coach's shirt.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a jersey for
No,
sure.
I'd get a bigger jersey. But with like a big coach's collar, it's so legit. And I think sizes were smaller back then because we weren't as fat as a society.
Yes.
And so it's a legitimate 1970s medium. Now I can wear a legitimate 2025 medium, but this is a 1970s medium, and it's just a little trim.
Yeah, we need to.
And I need to get. All
don't
I
eat-
want to do
don't
is
eat for the rest of the day.
I just want to wear this shirt one time, look good. I never have to wear it again, and I can put on any amount of weight.
Just rep it.
But I want to wear this shirt and feel good because I love the shirt so much.
That's very cool. So you've never worn the shirt?
Never. I put it on whenever I got it, and I was like, ugh.
You trying to wear it for week 1?
No, I don't think I can get there for week 1.
Come on, coach.
But it's dude. It's such a legit shirt.
You got to wear
Yeah.
it to a game.
It's such a legit shirt. Glad everybody's here. Let's do our thing where we don't know what each other's going to talk about. We got a few things to present. You want to go first this week?
Sure.
Go ahead.
I'll go first. I'm going to start with Ashton Genty. Did you see this dude run the other day?
Yeah, he's a maniac.
He's a maniac. I mean, he runs with such violence, and he goes out there and punishes people that are would-be tacklers that are coming up to try to make a tackle on him. He's so much fun to watch. He brings just this energy to the team, and he even went into the blue tent for a second. I thought he was going to be, it's a preseason game. What does it matter? Comes right back out and runs through some defender's face. I mean, the guy is special.
Probably got a sandwich.
Might get a sandwich. I think he did eat before the game.
Yeah, probably got a sandwich.
He definitely ate before the game. So watching him, I was excited about that because there was a lot of hype behind him in college, and obviously coming out, he goes to the Raiders. I thought it was a great draft pick. And when you watched him on the field, you see immediately what he's going to bring to that team.
Do you find yourself rooting? I know rooting is a weird word when you're in your profession. Rooting for the Raiders a little more because Coach Carroll is the coach there?
Oh, 100%. I think NFL, it's all about relationships, and especially when you leave the game, it's guys that you played with, maybe coaches that you've come across or they coached with you, and so you're always rooting for those type of people. And Coach Carroll's one of those guys that I will always have an affinity for, even though he never played me in college other than a position that I didn't want to play. But at the same time, an amazing guy, and so I want to see him have success and be able to turn that organization around.
Do we want to commit? And I know we both have busy schedules. You're a busy guy doing your college football. Do we want to commit to going out there once this year?
We need to. That stadium looked out amazing. When we went out to the Big Ten Media Day, it was right across the street from the Mandalay Bay where we stayed, and that place, I heard, is incredible.
And I've never met Coach Carroll before.
Oh, you guys would hit it off right away.
Why do you say that?
He's just so personable, and he's funny. He's
so he hits
witty,
it off with everybody.
With
it's
everybody.
Not even about me.
I don't even know if he's got any enemies. He's one of those guys. Yeah. He's super competitive.
I only have enemies. It's the opposite.
Well, they're gunning for you, dude. When you're at your top
know
dog,
about
they're
that.
gunning for you, bro.
I don't know about that.
That's what happens.
The Ashton Genty situation is interesting to me because he runs so hard even during preseason where I'm like, bro,
there is part of that.
Take a third of a step back because it ain't that important. And two, a back like that is going to hit so many people so hard so many times that the nature of it is that you're going to get dinged.
That's the nature of the beast, especially at the running back position, is longevity of a running back in the NFL is a lot shorter than other positions just because of the punishment, not only that they take, but they give out as well. In that type of running style, he will have to learn how to protect himself. When you're by the sideline and there's two defenders coming up, instead of trying to run them over, step out of bounds, save yourself. Somebody that does it really well is Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is one of those guys, look, when he knows the play's over, he's going to go down, he's going to protect himself, and I think that helps with his longevity. But at the same time, you don't want it to take away from the strength of his game, which is his physicality.
He's also changed his running style, which they addressed way early on, in that he's not going to stand straight up and just chill. He is going to – I mean, it's an eighth of a difference change. Like, he is down a bit.
Right.
But he's going to be a man out there until or unless he gets hurt.
Oh, he is a man. You saw it the other day.
Okay, I'll go. Let's take our little airplane over to Cleveland, and something we've been talking about a bit. Mm-hmm. Everybody is a quarterback situation in Cleveland. And I'll start with Joe Flacco. He has been named, as we expected, the opening day starter for the Browns. And so we'll talk about this in a few different ways. One, Flacco is the guy. There now. They have two rookie quarterbacks, and they have Kenny Pickett, who they just traded for, which is interesting because they're going to have to cut 2 of the 5 quarterbacks. So I think Snoop's gone. Huntley.
Snoop's gone.
Because they brought him in late, just in case. I think he's gone. I think Kenny Pickett is also probably going to be gone, and they just traded for him. Flacco's the guy. I don't think they see any future with Pickett being like the guy looking forward for the next couple of years. Term. And then you look at the preseason games, and I glazed Shedeur a little last week for sure, but I would also like to glaze for a second Dylan Gabriel. And I know a lot of people will go, well, he threw a pick 6. I watched the pick 6 from like 3 different angles. And so I'll get really granular here for a second. The 2 receivers were both in the same exact spot. Somebody ran the wrong route on that interception.
Well, it was a tight end, right? The tight end had the flat. Then you had the deep crosser, and then you had the guy behind him. So when the tight end felt like he was covered, what he did was he ran behind the defender. And so he then all of a sudden he clouded the crossing route, right? There's 2 guys in the same area. Then it looked like he was coming back forward and gave Dylan Gabriel the impression that he was going to come back to the ball. He throws it.
He pulled his hands back.
And then he pulled his hands back like, wait, that's not for me.
Yes. And that's what the interception
He got
was.
completely screwed by the wide receiver on that. And even Kevin Stefanski mentioned that after the game. We had two guys in the same area. It should have never happened. It was the one blimp on the entire performance.
I would also like to glaze fairly Dylan Gabriel.
He was a stud.
He was, and he's not getting the he was a stud credit because of the pick six, because I don't think if you just look at the headlines, you see that he threw the pick six. And looking at it in real time fast, it was like, bad pass. Dude never got touched.
Right, 100%.
Dylan Gabriel played really well with a slightly more sophisticated offensive scheme in week 2. And so Flacco's the guy. They trade Snoop. They probably are going to trade Pickett unless one of the rookies stays hurt. Shedeur didn't play because of an oblique injury. Dylan Gabriel did. Also, Dylan Gabriel, this has been talked about a bunch, but I knew when he said that there are performers and there are entertainers, whatever. I knew he wasn't talking about Shedeur.
100%. He's not going to throw shade on Shedeur.
Right.
You're going to be in the same room. Everybody's going to take it the way that they're going to take it. But at the end of the day, that's not the type of person. I got to sit down with Dylan Gabriel last year. You've met Dylan Gabriel when you were out at Oregon, didn't you, last spring? He's an incredible person. He's a team-first guy, and he would never say anything that is going to bring animosity toward each other in that room. That's just not the way he operates.
I put Flacco 1 and Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur at 2 and 2A.
I think that's what you're going to go with. I mean, and I think it was a really important performance by Dylan Gabriel because, again, the pressure was all on him to go out there to perform after Shedeur went and played the way that he did in the first preseason game. But it was throw after throw. He was in rhythm. The accuracy was there, the timing. He looked like he was a guy that could operate that offense at a really high level right now.
It'll be interesting to see because Cleveland hits a really rough patch. Well, Cleveland's not that good, so most of their season's a rough patch. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that situation. I just wanted to come on and fairly give Dylan Gabriel his flowers as well because I thought he played really well and he was kind of screwed over on that interception. So Flacco week 1, Dylan Gabriel still at 2. Well, Kenny Pickett is still listed at 2. I just don't consider him existing anymore. I think they can probably
we haven't
trade
seen him yet.
Well, he's been hurt.
Yeah, I know.
The best ability is availability. He doesn't have it, and he's not the guy.
Yeah, you're not the guy. And when you're in a quarterback battle, you have to be able to go out there and play to prove yourself to the evaluators, to your coaching staff, to your team and everybody. And if you don't get that opportunity, whether you're hurt or not, then you're going to be the guy, the odd man out.
All right, you're next. Give it to me.
Caleb Williams. First appearance that we got to see him this season with Ben Johnson, new offensive scheme. A lot has been made about him this offseason in terms of what they wanted, timing, footwork, all those things. I think he had an outstanding day. When you watched him, his pocket presence, the ball was coming out on time. He was in rhythm. And I think when you watch Caleb Williams, some of the knocks on him was that he would hold the ball, he'd look for the big play, scramble around, not throw in rhythm. He was completely in rhythm in this game. And the anticipation, the second throw of the game down the middle, I think it was a Colston Loveland, the tight end, over the linebacker. It was an absolute dart. He made throw after throw. I was really impressed. And you've got to feel good if you're Ben Johnson watching that because he's been harping on this kid and pushing him, trying to get the best out of him and preaching this all offseason. And to get their first outing, to go out there and perform the way that he did, it was great.
Yeah, I have no dog in the fight about Caleb Williams and the Bears because I don't love or hate either the team or the player. So this comes from a place where I have no bias at all. I was happy to see him perform well because everything, the entire narrative was he can't keep up with the offense. And they would snip and clip little things from practice.
Right.
Like, look at him huffing and puffing after. He's so sad. He's marching off the field.
Or the bad interception that he threw, that
And
one thing that went viral and everybody, Bears are going to suck.
The engagement getter was anything where Caleb Williams was sucking in practice.
100%.
And so I was happy to see him perform well because that shuts that down, at least for a while. And it would be nice to see the Bears be good.
Yeah,
that would be kind of cool.
They've got some weapons,
Yep.
and I do think Ben Johnson's one of those coaches that's going to get the most out of his players because he's going to demand excellence. He's going to set an expectation, and you've got to rise to that expectation. And because of that reason, he's going to make that group better.
DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, they just drafted the wide receiver from Missouri.
Colston Loveland.
Colston Loveland, the rookie tight end. Yeah.
Luther Burden.
Yep. And so
the third.
Oh, that's a good point. Because the second, I was like, man. But
No,
the
it's
third,
not the second.
Let's
it's
go.
The third, dog.
Let's go.
Yeah, they've got some dudes.
That's cool. My second topic that I'd like to bring is I heard you mention on a podcast this week, and I'm not sure if it ever got back to you, I was listening to Nick Wright. Mm-hmm. Are you familiar with Nick Wright from your Kansas City days?
Oh, yeah. I didn't like him when I was in Kansas City at all. I'll be the first one. He probably knows it, too. He was the biggest dick. He was always the guy in the presser that would come in and be like, yeah, hey, Castle, you look like you were behind on that pass. What happened on that one interception? I was like, dude, the guy fell down, but you can't explain it like, oh, that's on me. He was looking to just ruin you every time.
That is hilarious. So, as I don't know Nick at all, massive Kansas City fan, obviously.
Yeah.
I think he is one of the smartest
He is.
sports commentators. He's like the guy when I'm like, dude's brilliant. That being said, he was talking about and he had addressed the Shedeur talking to a reporter situation in Cleveland after Shedeur has week 1 preseason, and he's like, hey, why do you talk so bad? But he was kind of kidding. Like Shedeur was smiling, but he was actually asking the question.
Right.
And he said, this happens. He's like, it's not uncommon. And he had mentioned a time where you were in, and you kind of said the same thing with him.
Yeah.
And he was like, why? You were like, why you write this? Like you don't.
I probably did, dude, because I had to see his ass every day. He was like a beat reporter. I was like, oh god, here comes Nick again. And he's a really smart, intelligent guy.
Yeah.
He studies the game. He knows this stuff. I mean, but there were football questions too that it was out of his realm, but he could articulate something to make a point. And so then I'm for sure said it at some point. I was just so frustrated, like, dude, what's your deal?
And those questions usually only come when it's a frustrating time for the player answering them.
100%. It's not when things are going great and we're going to the playoffs. It's always when I first get there and it's my first season with the Kansas City Chiefs and we're dog shit and we went 4-12. My number 1 wide receiver is out for 6 games that year. And we couldn't get anything going. We won 4 games. Like, we struggled. So, I mean, it just added fuel to the fire. And so, of course, every single time I come in, Castle gets a new contract, comes in, and we suck. Well, Castle, you suck. And so that's basically him to a T. Now, the tone changes a little bit the following year when we go out and we win the division. But, again, it's always dealing with the highs and lows. But when it's low, they smell blood in the water. They're coming to get you.
Oh, he wasn't being disrespectful to you. He was just talking about that same situation with you whenever you were frustrated and you were like, yo, why are you writing stuff all the time about me like this when it's not fair to write it?
Yeah. Well, sometimes you just got to ask. Yeah. But that's what sells, right? Controversy sells and all that stuff. And that's why they do it.
All right, you're up.
Am I up again?
Yeah.
I thought Jackson Dart had another.
Dude, I got all the stats. He was awesome.
He was awesome. I mean, the dude just looks like he's been in this offense forever, and I think that they've done some stuff Dayball has schematically that he did at Ole Miss that made him comfortable. But it's always interesting, too, because even if you watch the sequence of plays, they get him in a rhythm early, right? They have some screen passes, some shorter stick, 3-step routes, and then all of a sudden they start to push the ball down the field. But some of the throws he made over the middle, the one that it was a deep middle crossing route that he threw in front of the safety over the linebacker, that was awesome. They did a little play fake. That was a touchdown pass. He just looks very confident.
He looks ready.
He looks ready.
I know it's preseason.
That's the thing. You got to temper expectations here. But it's preseason. But at the same time, preseason is the precursor to season, and you want to see guys go out and look comfortable, have command of the offense, and have success. And that's exactly what he's doing.
Game 2 versus the Jets, 14-16, 137, 1 passing touchdown, 1 rushing touchdown. It's his second game in a row where he's really looked good. And he's had dynamic moments, but the best part is he's had very consistent moments, even throwing short.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'll never go broke if you take a profit.
Right.
And that's what he was doing.
Decision making.
Yeah.
It's all about decision making, especially when you see a lot of these young guys come in and they're trying to make a play. It doesn't look like he's forcing anything. He's seeing the defense. It looks like it's slowed down for him, and he's confident with where he's going with the ball.
Speaking of, I made notes. I watched all of Cam Ward's Game 2 snaps. He was 2 for 7. He didn't look the best, although they weren't really stretching him. He threw a great ball that was dropped, like his best ball.
The deep crossing route. Was it Jefferson?
I haven't lost any faith in Cam Ward again because it's preseason Game 2. He threw 7 times.
Threw 7 times.
Yeah. I have. By the way, you know who's not good is Joe Milton.
Joe Milton. Yeah, he struggled again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
like Bam Bam from the Flintstones.
And I think
he only has one mode. Bam, throw the ball. Bam.
I think some of it now is a confidence issue. right? Because as a quarterback, you go out there, you have a good performance, and it's okay to struggle a little bit in preseason, but to consistently struggle the way that he has, that plays into your psyche as a quarterback, and especially as a guy that's trying to make the team and make an impression. So I think that's got to be something that's wearing on him right now.
And my final of the three, I'm going to talk about all the supposed Easter eggs in the Taylor Swift New Heights interview that is making people think she's playing the halftime show at the Super Bowl. I would like to say I don't think she is.
You don't think she is?
I don't think she is. I don't think she has a reason to. She doesn't need it.
And the Chiefs might be there.
Yeah, I don't think she wants to overshadow
she doesn't
Travis
wanna-
Kelce.
yeah, which one?
But let me feed you some of these. 'Cause
Okay.
listen, she plants these Easter eggs a year in advance.
She's
sometimes.
amazing. Who thinks of this stuff?
So, number one,
Okay.
on the podcast, she talked about how she loves to make sourdough bread, and she thinks about it 60% of the time. Super Bowl LX means 60. It's Levi Stadium 2026. The host team is the San Francisco 49ers. They have a mascot named Sourdough Sam.
Do they really?
So-
do they really have a
I've
mascot
never heard
named
that before.
Sourdough Sam is the name of their mascot. So she joked about making sourdough, and she thinks about making it 60% of her time. Sourdough Sam is the mascot.
For sure she's doing the halftime show.
Okay, let's move on to number two. Taylor thanked Jason Kelce, his brother, for screaming for 47 seconds during introductions because when he was like, Taylor, at the beginning of the podcast. It's an odd number to just say 47 seconds. That same number corresponds to the 47th stop of her Eras tour, which was at Levi Stadium, the venue for Super Bowl 60.
Wow.
Okay, you want more?
Yes, give me more. Give me more.
Obviously, Taylor loves numbers and loves the number 13. That's her favorite number,
13 is, huh?
right? Isn't
Yeah.
that it, 13?
Yeah.
Sure.
So the clue 47 seconds also numerically links her to 4 plus 7. Hold on, listen. Hold on. I wrote this down.
I'm trying.
No, I know,
Okay,
but she
okay.
does this crap.
Okay,
Here we
4
go.
plus 7.
Taylor
is
adores
11.
numerology. The clue 47 seconds numerically links her to lucky number by summing 13 times 4 plus 7, and it's also Travis Kelce's 13th NFL season.
Man, there's so much to unravel here.
So 4 plus 7.
Yeah, just do the math. Anybody got a calculator?
I don't know, dude. And I wrote that down, and I'm sure I messed something up on that one. Okay, here's another one. There was, in the podcast, a replica Lombardi trophy awarded to Super Bowl champions, obviously, that appears prominently between Taylor and Travis. Fans think it's an intentional placement. So there's a lot. But I thought the Sourdough Sam was good. I thought the
Yes.
47 was interesting because the 47 seconds.
The 60%.
She said the 47th tour stop, which was Levi Stadium, where they're having the Super Bowl. The 60%. All that.
Man, there's a lot of crossover here.
It's a theory.
Well,
We don't know who it's going to be yet.
I'm pretty sure that she might have that in the works.
You ever met Taylor?
Have not. I'm guessing you have spent plenty of time with her.
I've met her a few times.
Met her a few times.
Yeah.
Backstage.
No.
No? Like when you say you met her, like you have this shit-eating grin on
No,
your
I
face right
don't.
now. Yes, you do.
I don't.
Like
I don't.
you
I have
guys-
nothing.
Did you ever go on a date?
I have no. I have nothing. I've met her a few times.
You've met her a few times, huh?
Yeah.
Nice person?
Yeah. She's extremely magnetic.
That's what it seems like. Her personality.
I've met probably 4 people that have the magnetism, that A+ tier magnetism, and those people are Dolly,
Dolly.
Garth, Reba, and Taylor.
Wow.
Pure magnetism. You think the
That's a
entire world
great
revolves
group.
around you when they're with you because they are so focused on making you feel seen that you do, and you walk away going, I think I'm that person's best friend.
I think we gonna get along.
So
Wow.
Taylor has that.
Yeah.
I've met her a bunch of times.
She's a superstar. I mean, she is the superstar.
I will not disagree with you. She is the superstar.
The superstar.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll take a break. I'll tell you more during the break. All right. We'll take a break and we'll come back. All right. I do want to start, if it's okay with you, because I have a Coach Bowden signed helmet up in my
boy.
my room.
Oh,
I got like 30. The room's all it's a great room. Got multiple screens, but I do have this Florida State helmet. Coach Bowden signed for me way back in the day. What was he like to play for?
Ooh, now this is emotional now, if you know my story, because Coach Bowden saved me. Because real quick, I'm from the inner city, single parent, the Blodgett homes in Duval County, Jacksonville, Florida. I was a Prop 48 student, and I wasn't eligible to play. And I just remember I was a consensus All-American in high school. I got all these letters from all these universities. Then they just stopped. And when they stopped, I was like, oh my goodness. But I love teachers. And my favorite teacher, Miss Gordon, she was like, what's wrong? I said, well, I can't go to college because I didn't pass the SAT test. She said, well, that's not true. You can still go, but you're just not eligible to play your freshman year. I said, well, nobody, this back in the 80s, they play freshmen. They don't redshirt you. If you're an All-American, you can play. So I'm thinking I just need one yes of all these universities. And that one yes was Coach Bobby Bowden. She gave me 8 quarters. I said, what are the quarters for? She said, you go call Tallahassee and you're going to talk to Coach Bowden. He's going to explain. I said, what the quarters for? She said, well, you got to go to the phone booth. We had phone booths back then. Matt wasn't born. This was a long time ago. So I said, hello. She said, this is Sue Hall, whole sugar for Coach Bowden. I said, I thought God was talking to me. He said, we got to do a home visit. I said, Coach, please, we can't do a home visit. I stay at the projects, there's a lot of violence, crime. No, coming to the projects to give you a scholarship. He comes down the following Wednesday, following me on my bicycle. I mean, it was purple, the tire was flat, the chain comes off, but I'm excited. Coach Bowden is following me in the convoy of cars. And he told my mom, I'm gonna give him a scholarship. I gotta get him out of this atmosphere. And then I asked Coach, why did you come to my house? He said, well, I read your bio, and your bio said you were saved, and I'm a man of faith. You're the kind of young man I want. I know you can't play your freshman year, but don't worry about it. So when people bring up Coach Bowden, uh, it's different from every player. I'm sure it is. But he was different because he cared about me out of the uniform. And I appreciate that. He was the only school that gave me a scholarship. And I think the rules were any university can give 5 kids a scholarship, but they're not eligible. But they got 4 years of college. And I don't know if people know this, your audience, but every year you have to renew your scholarship. They say they're going to give you 4 years, but every year they renew it. And if you want to transfer, you could. So I'm thinking, well, I didn't play. I'm just glad to be here. But he renewed it all those years. And so Coach Bowden is different. He's a different man, and I just love playing for him. And real quick, to wrap it up, I remember I was sitting at the our who's Burt Reynolds. Shout out to Burt Reynolds, rest in peace. He got this amazing complex he bought. It was Burt Reynolds Hall, and I was sitting there, and we was playing Clemson. And he came over to me. He said, you remember that play, right? I said, what play you talking about, coach? The one we did in practice that never worked? Yeah, that one. We're going to do it against Florida at the end of the year. We always say something for Florida. And I'll never forget that. He chose me to run the punt rooski, fake punt. Everybody in your audience, please go look it up. Don't look at how slow I'm running. Put that to the side. Don't do that. Don't do that. Look at where we are on the field, what down it was, and where we had to go to win. Top 5 teams in Death Valley and Clemson. Only Coach Bobby Bowden will risk it because he wanted that biscuit. And he chose me. So I owe a lot to Coach Bobby Bowden.
I mean,
I'm sorry that was long, but
No, give it
no,
to
I
us.
love it.
We love it.
I love it.
I just need a lot. I'm trying not to cry. because when you see my documentary, you'll say, now I see what LeRoy was saying because he did so much for us.
Yeah, I mean, you have that punt Ruski, right? That was a legendary play for Florida State in that moment. Then all of a sudden you go and you get drafted by the Green Bay Packers in the second round. It's your rookie year. You force the fumble, they pitch it back. You go, obviously, you're the godfather. You got the Lambeau leap. But I do have a funny story for you. So I was in Kansas City and I threw a touchdown to Dwayne Bowe. It was a long touchdown run. All of a sudden, I finally get my fat ass down there, and he jumped up in the stands. Well, I go and I follow him up because I've been watching the Lambeau leap forever, right? And you started the whole thing. So I jump up there, and we're in Kansas City. Well, the next day, the league sends out an official fine. I got a $5,000 or $10,000 fine from the league because the only place in the NFL that you can do the Lambeau leap is Lambeau. But can you talk about, let's talk about that play, but two, did the league ever push back on you for jumping into the stands when you played?
But I've been asked about the league 10 million times. I'm dead serious. That's the funniest story first. And no one has ever asked me, did they fine me or did Paul Tagliabue? I mean, no one's ever asked me that part. So that's a good question. First of all, whenever a quarterback does anything and it's embarrassing, it's not on you, it's on the team. That's first of all. So we give y'all a lot of that. Because I remember Brett Favre would do guys with a fireman's carry and carry them around. And Holmgren say, stop doing that. But it's just a connection. But I remember after I did it, Holmgren came over to me. He said, they're going to fine your ass. I said, for what? I went and hugged the owner, which our shareholders are our owners. So, but I think it's the best celebration because it's not just me doing some weird dance, although the Icky Shuffle is fire. It's me and the fan base. And that's why I play for one team. Sometimes it's not your fault. And sometimes the team just get rid of you. And sometimes you want to go into the darkness. But put that to the side. I never wanted to leave this fan base. And that's what the Lambeau Elite did for me. Because it shows how much LeRoy Butler loves the fan base. So when I see other people do it, I love it. I do love it. And they should give you your money back.
They actually did. They did. I told them, I said, look, number one, I hardly made it up into the stands because I don't jump that high. Number two, I was tired as hell by the time I got down there. And number three, now that I know that I'm not allowed to jump in the stands, I won't do it. And, it's all those ex-players are on that panel, and they're like, all right, we'll rescind the fine. So they gave me my money back.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, thank you. I fought it in court, and I represented myself. I thought I did pretty well.
You.
LeRoy, question about Lambeau Field in general. We've talked about different stadiums and how some of these cities they should never dome up. For example, Buffalo never dome, Green Bay never dome because that's as much a part of the stadium, the weather, the conditions as anything. What do you think Lambeau should always keep consistent? But what do you also think that they could change about the stadium to make it a little more friendly?
Well, full disclosure, I'm on the board, so don't mess up my tickets. But I think the reason why they put me on the board, I don't have a filter, is baked in the cake. So I'll be very honest with you. I will. I remember we played in Milwaukee. Matter of fact, let's go back. When I got the phone call on a rotary phone from Lindy Infante, said they were going to draft me in the second round. And he said, do you have any questions? I said, yes, sir. Where's Green Bay? Because I've never been to Wisconsin. Florida boy. Matter of fact, in my geography class, I took a nap. I never thought I would go to Detroit, Iowa, Wisconsin, Minnesota. I'll forget about it. I'm always stay south. So when we played in Milwaukee for a couple of years, it was fantastic. Then I heard a rumor, because I'm very nosy, we may move the stadium out of Lambeau to Appleton or Madison. Nope, we're going to keep it here and build around it. And then I found out I have 6 girls and I have 6 daughters and my son. My son's my favorite, by the way, just throwing that out there, just in case my kids see this. I said, wait a minute. How many people on this list? 28,206 people waiting for tickets, for season tickets. Lambeau is different because one of my best friends in the world, Barry Sanders, I saw him yesterday. Herman Moore, the people we played twice, people at the Bears. What y'all feel when y'all come into the stadium? Y'all drive up. He said, man, we could feel it, Lambeau. Know what it's like, Matt? You ever seen the Gladiator
Oh yeah.
right before you entertained? But it's like that at halftime. You know about it? Wait a minute. It's like that in the parking lot when they're tailgating. Matter of fact, it's like that every single day. That's all we have. Lambeau Field in Green Bay. That's it. When I played, it was 68,000. Now it's close to 90,000 with the suites. We have the biggest scoreboards of any team. We made $380 million in the pandemic because we're owned by shareholders. We got to show our books. That G, when you drive up the Lambeau Field, it's different. And because I thought driving up to Florida State Stadium, because our stadium was a massive stadium. It's right on campus, but this is in the middle of a neighborhood. And to boot, they gave us the draft. We had 200 and some thousand people every day, Wednesday on through the draft. And when I first, I have to tell you my first game as a rookie, real quick. I still think about this. I'm in the, I'm a like a, I was like the nickelback, and we were playing, I think Cleveland. I think it was like the first 5 games this happened, this thought process. And I remember Dick Geron, rest in peace. He came over to me. He says, "You're gonna start." I was uh just stretching, and he came over to me. "You're gonna start." Just I said, "What'd you say, coach?" And he walked off. That's when I said to myself, "It's 2 times I was glad our pants are yellow." Because I almost pissed my pants when he told me that. Dead serious. I said, "Oh my God, I'm gonna start." And the other time I almost wet myself. They said, "You're the nickelback and you're gonna cover Jerry Rice if he comes in the slot." I said, "No, I'm not. Not putting me on Sports Center. Nope. Nope. I'm not covering the GOAT by myself." But in that stadium, the fans make you think you can do it. Do. It's a different place.
Well, they made you think you could do something. You were the first defensive back in NFL history to be part of the 20 sack, 20 interception club. When did you recognize the significance of that accomplishment? Did you do it when you were playing, or did it take some time for you to realize how incredible that was?
I love this podcast because y'all ask amazing questions. Ray Rhodes is another coach. I love all my coaches. I mean, because I love my mom, my hero, my grandparents. I didn't have a father growing up, so the direction of how do you become a type of a player that people either want to be like you, or they emulate you, or they hate on you. You got to be one of the three. And I remember Ray Rhodes, he called me up on the phone. He said, "We're going to draft Terrell Buckley, my guy at Florida State with the 5th pick, I think. We're going to move you to safety." I said, "Coach, I'm only 5'11", like 190-ish. I'm going to get killed." "Nope, I got a way that I want to play you." He was the one to started me going after the quarterback, being in the box, and I'll never forget that. And I remember Mike Holmgren says that Ray was leaving and we got Fritz Shermer. I think he came from the Cardinals. I said, "Ah, man, I hope he's not one of these guys that play cover two because my hands are terrible. And I got to sit back and play half of the field. It's so boring." Nah. He called me up. He said, I like what you're doing. I'm gonna mix in some of my stuff with your stuff. If it wasn't for him, I'm not in the Hall of Fame. Not, I'm not. You know why, Matt? Because I didn't think I was smarter than him. Because when I drove by the stadium on a Saturday night on the way to the club or coming from the club and the lights 2 in the morning that he's working, I'd be quiet and listen. And he taught me how to make a difference. And and the last thing I'll say about that is Coach Holmgren changed my thinking. He walked by my locker and I had on a Michael Jordan shirt. He came back, hey, who is that? I said, it's Michael Jordan. Hello? Why don't you wear your shirt? I said, Coach, I don't have one. He said, exactly. Go do something. Get your own damn shirt.
Motivation.
Okay. Yes. And Lee Rimmel came over to our media guy and says, you're doing stuff that you'll be proud of when you're retired, not now. I think that was like 99. And that's why I love being in the box, blitzing, covering the third guy, covering the tight ends. You know, if we play Denver, Shannon Sharp's my guy. If we play New England, Ben Coates, that's I want to cover the best tight end and the best third guy in the slot.
LeRoy, where do you expect to see growth with Jordan Love this year?
I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna look at my career. I was all pro, Pro Bowl, all decade, all that when I was married. When I was single, I was a scrub. Jordan Love just got married. I'm ready for that third year. And Matt knows it better than me. That third year, but he's really going to be the 6th year in the same offense. So I expect him to be elite. Or what does elite mean? It's subjective. Elite to me means MVP conversation. Why do you think in the draft we went out and got Matthew Golden? And by the time we post this everywhere, I wouldn't be surprised if they having rumors of somebody are bringing in more receivers because, and as Matt also knows this, they were top 5 in drop passes last year.
Mhm.
So if you take him off that list, Jordan Love has great numbers, but you got to beat Detroit. You got to beat Minnesota. We were 1-5 at home in division games. I expect him to be up there with the Josh Allens, Lamar. Because those guys are in the conversation of Super Bowls. As a matter of fact, he said it himself. He expects every day he drives up and it says Title Town. Well, there's a reason why they have that. And the other 2 quarterbacks were able to, in their third year, really kind of see an ascending guy. But sometimes coaches gotta, it's your baby now. I'm here to manage you, but it's your show. Go do it. Run some 2-minute. We got a good running game. Josh Jacobs, but I want to see more control. You don't always need to get the call all the time. Sometimes, coach, I got it. Okay, go ahead. Now that's between him and Matt LaFleur, and they have a wonderful relationship. And the thing about Jordan Love, I love is that, no pun intended, he's a guy that wants to be coached. Because I remember Peyton Manning said something like, he told one of his coaches, "You can coach me hard. I can accept it." And some of his coaches just kind of left him alone. But he can go either way because I don't want him to be too scripted and too mechanical out there. Because the guy has an amazing arm, and just so you know, he had his off throwing. He had a procedure done on his thumb. It's non-throwing. He'll be back before Detroit in a couple weeks, but I expect big things. And not to mention, he's on my fantasy team too. Did I mention that?
Yes, he is. All right, as a defensive back, you lost one of the premier corners with Jair Alexander. How do you think this defensive backfield is going to be for Green Bay this year?
He was like my nephew. I mean, I love him. I text, call all the time. He's just a great guy. But he understands he had some issues. Not so much the injuries, but some of the communication issues, the way we had to suspend him 1 week. And he got back on track, but he never could get healthy. Okay, without him, and I know Ben Johnson is in Chicago, but I can bet you Dan Campbell said the first game we're going to throw the ball 50 times. Yes, we have an amazing running game, but we're gonna find out these younger guys can cover, and they got to expect that. But Xavier McKinney, he's all-pro safety who had a lot of interceptions. He had to cover a lot of ground. But they went out and got Hobbs from the Raiders. He's banged up. He'll be ready hopefully by first week. But there's the vulnerabilities at the corner position. It is. I mean, nobody can like sugarcoat that. And you don't always have to have all pro corners to cover people. You just got to be fundamentally sound. But when you got to play Justin Jefferson twice, Amon St. Brown twice, DJ Moore twice, and then the second game, you're playing the Commanders. They just got Deebo Samuel. They already had what we call Scary Terry. That's a lot. So I don't know who's out there, a Stephon Gilmore type. If you want to get any veteran out there in his 30s, you got to get him in this week if you want to try to get him ready and acclimated. So there's going to be some issues in the secondary for sure.
You guys can follow LeRoy, Leap36 on Instagram and Twitter. And you can also go to LeRoyButlerInc.com. And if you think he's been great on this podcast, like watching, listening to him speak, A+. He can come and give you a motivational speech, talk sports, whatever the case is. LeRoy, we really appreciate the time. We're all big fans of your story, you as a player, and you as a person. So thank you so much for the time.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm not sure if David said that. Every time I go on podcasts, I always send out autographed jerseys. So give him your information. I'll mail it out this week or next week.
Dang.
That's fantastic.
Let's book him
Let's
next
go.
week. Let's get him on
Yeah,
every
he's
week.
coming back.
Yes, sir. All right, LeRoy, thank you for the time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.
You got
Bye.
it.
You ever think about changing your screen name? Or you're like,
What is my screen name?
it's like M_Castle
It's my name.
16.3-2. It's just like, because they tag you and stuff all the time. And I think if people knew it was Matt Castle, it would be cooler.
So just get Matt Castle.
Yeah,
as
or
my
like
tag?
Matt Castle QB, Matt Castle.
I'm working on it. All right, guys. I mean, I didn't know I could change my tag. I'm still kind of fairly new to this whole social media thing. I didn't have it when
You're
I
not
played.
73 years old.
I'm not. I really just have to all of a sudden just one day go and figure out how to do it.
Don't you think if he could find Kevin Brandon, if he could find like on both platforms, because also you spell your name unlike what I think people would spell it if their name was Castle.
CASTLE. Or
Two L. I would have said 2L.
Yeah, why does everybody say two L's?
I wasn't thinking like an actual castle.
Yeah,
but
me either. I was
but why does everybody say two L's? Why,
I think if
would
I were
two
to
L's
spell it, if
define
I did-
Castle? I get Cassell all the time. Casselli.
Yeah, I think 2 L's is how I would spell it, though.
Same.
If someone said spell Matt Castle, I would go 2 L's. But my point is, your name is interesting enough spelled that you could have that instead of M_Castle.
King of the Castles.
16.
King
Yeah,
of the
yeah, yeah.
Castles.
You don't want to do that.
No?
King of the Castle? That'd be terrible.
No,
That'd
no,
be
King of
terrible.
the Castle.
Anyway, something to think about.
Okay, well, we should have the viewers just write in.
Matt Castle QB.
Matt, that's what I thought.
Hey,
Matt
Castle QB. Never mind, you don't have to write in. We figured it out. That kind of
but
makes a lot of sense.
The problem is if you don't grab it before this episode posts, someone will grab it.
Somebody's going to grab it and then just
Sell it to you.
Start putting stuff out there.
Yeah.
They'll sell it to you.
I would just say
It's like a
you should
jersey number in the locker room.
you should
gonna buy it
think
from-
about changing your name to actually being your name and not just a letter.
Okay, I'll do it.
How's Big Ten going?
It's starting up next week. I'll be on the road, Michigan. College football season's here. I'm fired up.
You know they want to have like 40 teams in the playoff.
I know. How is that even good? How is that even possible?
My
Like,
theory
it was
is
like 20. What was
28.
it? 28 teams.
My theory is they don't really want that. They just want to work it to 16. So it's like any negotiation, you go high as possible, knowing you're not going to get it.
I think it's inevitable they're going to go to 16. If you go to 28, then it just diminishes. You're not going to have conference championships. There's just no way. You can't play that much football.
I think you're going to get rid of them anyway.
You're probably going to get rid of them anyway.
You almost have to get rid of them at the scale that it's on now with the tournament.
It's a massive scale. That's a lot of games for these young men to be playing. I mean, it is professionalized, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, they're still 18-year-old kids playing, 13, 14, 15 games?
Wait, what's your first game? Michigan and
New Mexico. Yeah. The Lobos, baby, coming to town. We're looking for a big upset. Bryce Underwood, we get to see him, the number one recruit.
He's selling it, boys.
Let's go.
Hey, M_Castle is selling it right
QB.
now. Yes,
Matt Castle,
sir.
QB.
Are you excited?
I'm fired up.
That's
yeah,
fine.
I am excited. I mean, it's always fun because I get to go on the road to the stadium. We do the production meeting with the coaches, and then just the atmosphere of college football is so unique and so special.
I'm pumped for college football.
I know you are.
I'm
Those
pumped.
Razorbacks.
Those Razorbacks, that's
Those
right.
Razorbacks.
No, it's like I got a good 3 weeks before I'm doom and gloom.
Projected to be like fourth to last in the SEC.
that's
but
right.
You never know.
I know.
You never know.
The Gruden story is super interesting. Like he's talking. He wants to coach again. He says he'd love to coach in the SEC. I mean, Arkansas is the place.
It's the perfect place for him.
It's the easiest spot too. Here's my theory. My prediction and theory. I would cut off from the knuckle up for Arkansas to have a 10+ win football season. My pinky.
Can we just put that on record? We're gonna do okay. So if they get 10 wins, we're cutting your pinky finger off.
Hey, I don't want to commit to that here, but I'm saying if you were to offer
How
it,
about we pull your nail out of your pinky finger?
if you were to offer it and I could actually do it to affect it, I would give up a half pinky for a shot at the national championship. Because 10 wins get you in the playoff.
I just don't know if you cutting your finger off is ever going to have an impact on
It won't, but
Arkansas
in my
football.
mythical world, and someone comes up and says, ooh, if you cut off your pinky, you can have 10
you
wins.
can have a shot at the playoffs.
I would do it.
Okay.
Now, that's how much it matters to
Wow.
me. That being said, I think if we win 7 games, and here's the annoying thing about being in the SEC, every team is like, we have the hardest schedule. You know, every team has the hardest
Yeah,
schedule.
and you guys cannibalize each other.
Yes, and it's like, well, we're playing 7 teams or 6 teams that are in the top 25. It's also preseason. You don't really know who's good yet.
That's exactly right.
So all of these things factor in. Every team has a sob story. We have one. We're like, we're playing 7 teams in the top 25. If Sam Pittman wins 7 games, that's a great coaching job. But at this point, he should be winning more than 7 games. Not him, but whomever's in that position for year 6, you should be winning more than 7 games. I think if he wins 6 or 7 games, my thought is he will, quote, unquote, retire.
Yo, you think he'll retire instead of getting
Everybody likes him.
fired? Yeah.
I like him. Do I think he's the future of the program? I do not. But I like him a lot as a person, and I think he was a great gap between complete disarray, and he stabilized the program. And so now he retires, gets to be a hero, and they bring in a guy like freaking Gruden.
So that's what we're really pushing for at this point.
I wouldn't hate it.
Gruden,
It's
if you want to
perfect.
coach in the SEC,
I'm a booster.
I'm a booster.
What do you need?
We will do it. I'll cut off my pinky
Yes,
toe
I will cut off half my pinky, Gruden. But I
for
think
you.
it's interesting to see Gruden talking like the heck. He might go back to the NFL next year. If the NFL stuff, who knows what's going to happen there?
They rule in his favor.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, me either. I mean, I did see that, and I was like, well, we'll see what happens.
They just get to keep your emails in the dark now.
I'm sure they'll cut this since we're an NFL podcast. However,
Let's just keep talking about it.
however, I would love to see Gruden coach in the SEC, and I would love to see him coach at Arkansas.
I just love him to see him coach. I think he's better. The game of football is better with Gruden in it. Like he's just got one of those personalities. Even when he was doing Monday Night Football, I used to love to just go in and sit down in production meetings because he was one of those guys that just had this magnetic personality, and you'd sit there and he just loved ball. He wanted to talk about it, and he was into it, and it made you feel like he cared about it.
Wait, do you know Gruden?
I've met Gruden a bunch.
No, but do you know him?
I wouldn't say I know him. If we went to a party or something like that, I could easily go up and have a great conversation with Gruden.
Could you tell him I said I wanted? That's what I'm getting.
I might be able to get
I'm
his
like,
number.
could you-
I might be able to get his number.
Not the podcast, just Arkansas.
Yeah, that's all I care about. Yeah, could you
Just
tell
Arkansas.
him in Arkansas we're really eyeballing him right now? Did you ever play with Ed Ogeron?
Eddie O was my D-line coach at USC, the craziest son of a gun I've ever been around in my life. Hey, Castle, where's your girlfriend? I said, Coach, she's in class. Well, go get her so I can look at her. I think I told you that story. He says that to me. I'm sitting there as like a sophomore quarterback, like in meetings, picking my nose, and he walks in with this intense look in his face. He used to carry around coffee beans in his lip, and he literally walked in randomly with, hey, Castle, where's your girlfriend? And I was like, I don't know, Coach, she's probably in class. Go get her so I can look at her. I was just like, I just was shell-shocked. I was like, what just happened?
He wants to coach again, too.
He should coach again. I love that guy.
Man,
I mean,
that's
he
so funny.
was one of the most intimidating humans. He was trying to get me to play linebacker. He's like, Castle, you'll never play quarterback here at USC. You need to come over to my side of the ball.
He sound like the water boy, though.
But that's what he sounded like, dude. And he would say it with this intensity in your eyes, and I almost thought about playing linebacker because it was so intimidating.
High quality H2O.
Oh, man.
So let's get Gruden and Ogeron in Arkansas together.
Oh, together.
Yeah, offensive
Co-head
defense.
coaches.
No, Gruden's got to be the head coach.
Oh,
But,
come on. Eddie won a natty.
He did win an Natty at LSU. Thank you guys for being here this week. Thanks to LeRoy Butler, Kickoff Kevin producing, Brandon Ray over there running all the video. That's Matt Castle. I'm Bobby Bones. We've had lots to say. Thank you guys. See you next week.